Welcome to Merrimack. A few words of advice. You should realize that being a student is really a 40-hour-a-week commitment. Even though you only have class for 10 to 12 hours a week, you really need to be budgeting your time for more than that. What should you be doing? Well, you're going to have some homework assigned, and some of that homework is collected and some of it isn't. You want to try to do all the things that are suggested. If there's reading that's suggested, you might feel like, oh, I don't really need to read all that. No, you really do. If you are spending an hour in class, most professors are going to be thinking that they're going to have expectations that you're working about 2 hours or maybe even 2.5 hours outside of class. So really each class for 4 credits you want to be spending about 12 hours on.
Seek out your faculty. We have wonderful resources on campus. Come to us. We're here for you. We want to help you.
Get to know your professors. We're here to help you do well. Notice when your professor's office hours are and stop by. Even early in the semester, if you don't have specific questions, it really helps professors to know you as individuals if you actually meet with them as individuals as opposed to just in class time. So they're really thrilled. We are really thrilled when you come by office hours. Come see us.
When you come across something that doesn't make sense, or if you're struggling in a course, it's really up to you to reach out to instructors, to reach out to those around the campus that are there to help.
Don't wait until advisement to meet with your advisor. We are here to help you, and we don't want to just see you when it's time to pick classes. If you are having any concerns, go see your advisor. Come see us early. Come see us often. We want to
get to know other students. Get to know them in the context of the classroom. Get to know them in the context of student life, perhaps, activities. I think the more involved you are on campus, the more invested you can be in your education.
Get involved in things other than just your courses, because you're going to really feel like you're having a better experience if you are having a good time and doing what you enjoy, both academically and in other areas. So,
some of the best learning that I see take place in my classes is when students are interacting with each other and the material. It's like a three-way conversation: the book, other students, and you.
Make sure that you are meeting friends in your class. You need to have a person in your class that you know. You should know at least 2 other people's names and phone numbers in the first week. Because if you get sick, you want to know who can you get notes from, or if you didn't understand something, you want to know who can I ask. So make sure that you make friends in your classes.
Pay attention to the syllabus. The syllabus is the contract with you as the student. And pay attention to due dates. Pay attention to expectations that are detailed in the syllabus. I try to make my expectations in class very explicit about assignments, but if you haven't read or paid attention to those expectations, then there's going to be a mismatch between what you turn into me and how I grade it. And being more successful involves paying close attention to the expectation.
It's really important to be organized. College is about having a lot of free time in order to figure out what you want to do. There's a lot of commitments that you want to make. There's a lot of things that you want to do. But there's a lot of work that you need to do outside of the classroom.
So be very organized. That organization includes plan out your week ahead of time. Okay? Sit down with a planner and plan out, I'm going to study A and P on these days and times. I'm going to study chemistry on these other days and times. Make sure that you stick to your plan. It's very easy to get distracted and end up sitting in the Warrior's Den drinking coffee, even though I had blocked out these 2 hours for my studying AP. Part of being organized includes reading the assignment before you come to class, so that you are not hearing it for the first time, because it will be like, a language you don't speak. How to develop and maintain attention on what's in front of you. I think that paying attention to what your teacher is saying, to what the book is saying, is a critically important skill, but is very difficult to develop because of the number of distractions that call for your attention. But it's a skill that takes practice. It's like playing softball. If you don't take batting practice, you're never going to be a good batter. If you don't practice paying attention, you're never going to be able to pay attention.
The point of learning is to learn how to think and how to solve problems and how to reason and how to just make decisions and do all those things and prioritize and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, so bring it, just really just kind of say, you know what? I want to learn something.
Seek out opportunities to be exposed to your field outside the campus or outside the classroom. That might mean volunteering. I have service learning components in my class where I require students to get out into healthcare settings. We have internships, we have other kinds of summer activities that you might pursue. All of that will help you to understand, is this the major for me? Do I really want to pursue this long term?
One of the things that's really frustrating for faculty is when students say, what do I have to do? And it's like, you have to do this, but if you could do more than that, that would be so awesome. And it's like, go beyond the requirements, right? It's like I teach a course very few students like, at least when they start out. I teach a statistics course for psychology majors and human development majors, and it's like, they come in and they're going, oh my God, this is gonna be horrible. But it's like, you know what? Dive into it, as hard as it is. Just dive into it and see what you can do and challenge it.
Ask questions. So many times students feel like, oh, I'm going to look like a moron if I ask this question and it sounds like a dumb question. There are no dumb questions. Seriously, you hear that all the time, but if you come to my office hours and you ask a question, I'm thinking, wow, this student is spending time on this course outside of class, and I need to be more careful the way I explain that, because I'm sure if this student has that question, so many other people do too. So please, come ask questions. Ask in class, ask in office hours, ask us right after class. You're showing that you're engaged in the course if you're asking questions, and that's what we love to see, and we can help you, so please come.
Another thing to bring to class is questions, you know? It's like, I find that classes are much more dynamic and interesting if students are challenging me and asking me questions like, why would we have to know this? What does this mean? Why are you saying that? Why are you doing this? Ask those questions, you know, and be challenging and push me and I'll push you and we'll learn and it'll be fantastic.
Second, I think it really helps to be curious. You really want to try to understand what's going on in every class. And that can be difficult, especially in first-year classes that aren't in your major and you're not quite sure why you're in them. But I really encourage you to throw yourself into the material, try to make sense of it for yourself.
I'm a psychologist. I teach in the psychology department, but if I look back at college, the courses that really had an impact on me was courses in religious studies, and oddly enough, a course in Gothic architecture was just one of the most amazing classes I ever took. And I took a class in 20th century American drama that was just, wow! I mean, it was amazing, you know? It was like, and that's what I remember from college. It's not just your major, but it's all those other things too. So it's like, every course you have, you're gonna learn something really cool in it if you just put yourself into it. So that's really my advice, is like, just dive full bore into what you're doing, what you're studying.
Finally, I think what it ultimately comes down to is a willingness to work hard, a willingness to throw yourself into the work. I kind of think of college really as akin to joining a gym, right? It's like you can join the greatest fitness center in the world. It can have all the latest equipment. It can cost a lot of money. But if you never work out, if you never go and do the work every day, you're not going to get healthy. And I think college is the same way. If you don't do what you need to do, put in the time that it takes, you're not going to get out of it what you could. And I think you have this great opportunity here at Merrimack to put a lot of hard work into it and come out with a great experience.
It's really important to start out with good habits from absolutely day one, and to start establishing that record. Every successive semester, it's harder to change your GPA, okay? Because mathematically the denominator gets bigger, and a bad first or second term freshman year is really difficult to change that overall picture.
And don't do stuff that's easy. Don't do stuff just because it'll get me a job. Do something that you're interested in, because the job will follow. I mean, that's the bottom line.
Abraham Lincoln said, "Let no feeling of discouragement prey on you, and surely you will be a success."
College is not about learning information, acquiring information. College is about learning what to do with that information. Good luck.